Okay, you guys, we'll now take a look at exercise 13.2 on page 765 in your text. And here we're determining accrued interest in various situations. Really, what they're changing is the interest rate and the fiscal year end. And let's read through it. On July 1st, 2016, Ross Livermore Industries issued 9-month notes in the amount of $400 million. Interest is payable at maturity. So they have borrowed $400 million from different parties, 400 combined. We're just going to look at it as notes payable. And they say determine the amount of interest expense that should be recorded in a year-end adjusting entry under each of the following independent assumptions. So I put that column here for interest expense amount, the adjusting journal entry amount of interest expense that would be made given the certain interest rates and given the certain fiscal year ends they give us in each of these four situations. So in the first one, the interest rate was 12%. The fiscal year end is December 31st. So the fiscal year and the calendar year match here. And that's going to be 2016. Okay, now, the amount of interest expense. This is probably just a review for you guys, but it won't hurt us to go through it. It's going to be equal to the amount borrowed, $400 million. Times our interest rate, 12%, times the number of months from July 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2016. Well, that's going to be 6 months. You can multiply by 0.5, or your book does 6 over 12. Either way would work, of course. And that gives us the amount of the adjusting entry, $24 million. The adjustment that should be made to bring the 2016 financial statements up to date, and that adjusting entry would be dated December 31, 2016. I think you'll know from the last problem, but try to decide for yourself what account would we debit in this adjusting entry and what account would we credit. Well, we haven't gone the full 9 months, so payment wouldn't be due yet. So what we would do, like in the last exercise you saw, we debit interest expense for the $24 million. We haven't paid them yet, so we'd set up a liability, interest payable for the $24 million. Okay, let's look at situation number 2. The interest rate is 10%. Year end is September 30th. I'm going to assume that's 2016 as well. Of course it is 2016. If it were 2017, then that would be more than a year from the day the note was dated. The note's for only 9 months. So here we'll calculate interest again on the $400 million. Times our 10% rate. Times how many months have passed here? Well, we have July, August, and September. So 3 months. Divided by 12, or you could do, of course, 0.25 there if you'd like. And there we get $10 million would be the amount of the adjusting entry to be made on the year ended September 30th, 2016. Again, a debit to interest expense and a credit to interest payable. Okay, then on number 3, or situation 3, the interest rate is 9%. The year-end date is October 31st, 2016, or Halloween. So this one's going to be equal to our 400 million times our interest rate times the period of time covered by the note. Well, here's July, August, September, and October, so 4 months divided by 12 months in the year. Sorry, I keyed something wrong there. So 400 million times 9% times 4 over 12, or 4 months in the year covered by that note by year end. 9 months total, of course. We're just calculating how much interest expense has accrued or built up on these notes payable by the company's fiscal year end. So there we get 12 million. And then on situation 4, the interest rate is 6%. The year end is January 31. This is 2017. Okay, so again we'd say 400 million times our interest rate of 6% times how many months here? Well, 6 months in 2016 and 1 month in 2017, so 7 months total. Divided by 12 months in the year. And that gets us 14 million on number 4. And again, the adjusting entry would be made as a debit, of course, to interest expense, and a credit to interest payable. I'm sure this is a review for you guys. We're going to get into some new stuff here soon. But thanks a lot, and if you have any questions, please be in touch. I think you'll find exercise 13.2 on the Connect Plus site to be fairly simple after working this one along with me.